This is Paul. Yeah, I'm looking in this law dictionary. Yes, they have what's called the senior counsel, the attorney in charge of a lawsuit when there are two or more attorneys representing the same client. Yeah. Now I know this is difficult to believe, but I've emailed thousands of attorneys, and yes, I'm that homeless, pauperous American citizen that's having his rights violated, that's having his family held hostage, and is having his sons abused. But quite often I employ more than one attorney when I sue sheriffs, police officers, those that are elected or appointed to office. Now, it could be that when I really consider the senior counsel, those that are going to represent me in lawsuits, at $500 to $1,000 an hour, not all attorneys get paid the same amount for the hourly expense of a lawsuit. Now, as I understand it, being that impoverished, homeless American citizen that's emailed hundreds of thousands of emails to those elected and appointed to office, when you really start adding up the total amount of all the attorney fees for suing every oath of office for not doing what they've sworn. In fact, last night I was writing an email and I sent it to maybe, I don't know, 600-700 email addresses. There's what's called the consent of the governed. Let's say you're a sworn oath of office. You are elected or appointed to office, or you're a federal civil service employee. You're one of these that does have to swear on oath that you will support and defend the Constitution. There's about 1.8 million of them. I'm just a guesstimation, but about that many. Yes. Turns out the government's one of the largest employers in the United States. Yeah, they are. Now, they would say, well, I'm immune from prosecution and I'm immune from tort lawsuits. But I'm probably one of the first Americans to ever sue because of the refusal of the government to enforce the laws of the United States. Now, it actually is such that when your oath says support and defend, that means you have to support the laws of the United States and you have to defend the laws of the United States. Now, let's say you got an email from me, okay? And instead of enforcing my right to due process, instead of enforcing the Violence Against Women's Act or the Domestic Violence Protection Act or any of the state constitutions, because I did look through yesterday, I have actually contacted every state of the United States. And I went through almost all of their constitutions. You know what I found out? I was going through New York State Civil Rights Constitution, and there it says pretense whatsoever. That means that my sovereignty as an American citizen, yes, cannot be violated in any way, pretense whatsoever, when those in government know that my right to due process is and has been violated since July of 2011, and then they refuse. That means every oath in New York State can get sued. You cannot violate the sovereignty of being an American citizen, and you never have the legal right to violate the constitutional rights of American citizens. Now, for all the oaths that said, well, I'm immune from liability, actually, I'm that American citizen that said, I consent to be governed, I consent to the government that there is, and I want you, the government, to enforce the laws of the United States. Now, when you, the government, those that are oaths, refuse to enforce the laws of the United States, you as individuals are actually tort liable for not enforcing the laws. I'm going to call you back right now.